Chapter 11. It had taken all day to collect the 10 awakened from across the city. Well, 9 now. The one in the morgue of the police station would no longer be in service. But 9 should be enough. His master's orders were quite clear. Do whatever is necessary to secure the Dallarite. Never before had his master given him such broad parameters for a mission. Whatever is necessary. Furthermore, the promise at the end of the windward. If you succeed, the key to the south line is yours. Meeting that odd young man in the mask was proof that Daw wanted Tonalok to free his homeland. Now all he had to do was acquire the Dallarite. Of course, he had no intention of making good on his end of the bargain. It would be impossible for him to gather 2 other wordsmiths to bind the gentleman to a codex. But he had to get him to the abandoned warehouse somehow, didn't he? As soon as the Dallarite was his, he would send the masked man to his author. But as Tonalok sat cross-legged on the floor of that warehouse with 9 awakened hidden behind some abandoned crates in the corner, he began to grow worried. The moon was far past its zenith, and was now closer to a quarter-moon crescent, and the masked man had not arrived. Either he was dreadfully late, which was always a possibility in these sorts of back-alley deals, or he had changed his mind, or he had found a better offer. Tonalok practiced patience, like a good Betu should. After all, if he was going to free his people, he had better take advantage of every chance to practice their ways, and so more easily be assimilated into his culture. But as the moon neared its burst, and sunbreak was imminent, Tonalok lost all patience. Caring not for any future missions, heedless of having their cover blown in the city, Tonalok went to each of the 9 awakened and gave them a new order. "Go to the skyport," he said. "Search for the Dallarite. When found, capture it and bring it back to me." Tonalok did not understand the twisted words that his master used to bring these creatures to life, but he did know that short, easy commands worked best. Anything too complicated would either lead to misinterpretation, or they wouldn't do anything at all. True to their form, they all started lumbering out of the warehouse, rifles in hand, heading west to the skyport. He followed behind, making sure they did their job well. If he was very, very lucky, he would find the masked man with his Dallarite there. If not, it would prove nearly impossible to find him anywhere else in the city this size. But Tonalok would make the attempt nonetheless.